I agree with you. But what you got to be able to assert to the judge is, hey, we have provided for our child financially, we have provided for our child emotionally, and we have provided for our child physically.
He was perfectly taken care of when they took him. We had money in the bank, we had shelter, we had everything that we could ever possibly need. They didn't allow it. They didn't even want to know about it. They came in and they took him, no questions asked.
No, so why do we keep justifying going past the root of the problem of fraud and,
I'm not saying
and
going
deception?
past the root of the problem, but unfortunately we have to deal with what is presently before us, and that is making sure that, I understand working with DHR can sometimes be difficult, but you have, it's a standard of law where you have to be able to present your case saying, Judge, they told us these are our visitation dates, we were at each one. They provided us with the drug screenings, and we passed every one. This is
and we did, by the way,
where our child will be living. This is, and you have to do this.
Okay.
Are you allowed to travel with an infant?
Certainly.
So why do we have to show a home? If we get them back, we're leaving Alabama and we're going to be traveling. So.
And assert that to the judge. Judge, this is our plan for our child.
He knew that, and you know what he said? No, you're going to stay in Alabama and you're going to like it. And have that on recording. That's what he said.
And you know, ma'am, we cannot override a judge.
Well, I tell you, but I do know what can happen is that the petitioner, as it's already been said by the judge, can drop a petition at any moment that they want to once they realize that they have made a petition of fraud and deception. So I'll tell you what's very difficult to deal with is liars. Anytime we have people that are justifying fraud and deception and not willing to hold accountability where it needs to be held, that's not a proper system to have, and we can't keep, it's a false foundation, and we can't keep looking past the root of the problem by trying to justify it by saying you're not doing services or you're not doing this, you're not doing that.
I don't want you to look past that, but I do want you to look at what's going on right now. And what's going on right now is the Department of Human Resources in Cleveland County has custody of your child.
Falsely.
You want to get custody of your child.
No,
so what I would say to you is you want to have your child returned to you.
What we're trying to say is that our child was always ours, and we have a system that has gone dark, that has stolen our child, does not have custody under the Creator. I can assure you that. I can assure you
and
that.
even if the state adopted him out,
they've done
that baby will find us one day and will not be happy with what has happened to him, knowing that his parents are fighting for him day in and day out and no one's listening. Nobody is accepting what a true foundation is of the Creator that was already here.
And your attorney, did you have an attorney at any point?
We've had 4.
So each one, what do they do? Did you not like them, or did they just drop them?
They lead us right into the noose, and they try and separate us. They give me one lawyer, him another lawyer. Why are we separating families so much? Why are we doing it?
And then, as you know, this has been a growing process for us as well, because we're having to learn the system that's in place now, so that way we can better work together to try and figure out, how we can help one another. Now, life is all about balance. Too much push or too much pull can outweigh something. We got it. And what I mean by too much push and too much pull, I mean male and female energy. It's about the male and female energy coming together and flowing as one. For if the sun is too close to the earth, it burns it. If the earth is too far from the sun, it creates darkness. But you know what? It takes darkness and light in order for life to grow. For the seed must embrace the dark and grow out into the light of love, just as the sun grows around the earth and creates dark and light. It's just a process of life. Now, when one of these processes becomes more so than the other, what happens? What happens is that the balance tips, and we have an unjust way of life where the planet and/or environment, it actually is dying. And what I mean is look where we're at right now. We're inside of a building that has no living things except for us. It's straight lines and 90-degree angles all around us of inactive life. When you look outside, which we're in the city, which is very hard to see anything, but if you can imagine, there goes some trees right over there. It's wavy lines of active life. It's the exact polar opposite of what we are in here. Now, the problem is that has substance over here, over there, the outside the tree. This in here has no substance. It's false substance. Therefore, I can't put a tree down here or grow. I don't really grow in here. So I think what needs to be understood is our foundation, for the foundation is everything. And right now our government has been built on a foundation of a lie, because it's built on this, straight lines and 90-degree angles, when truth is life. So we're in a very difficult situation here, because on the balance, we're trying to
go backwards, and
we're dropping down in essence, because right now the balance is way over here. So we're dropping down without running this way and leaving our baby and everybody else. We're dropping down, trying to speak on a level of everybody else, so we can all come on back up some. So we can all come on back up and level the balance out, and not have such a backward system that doesn't flow anymore with what gives life. The tree.
We're trying the best that we can without feeling like we are going against what our calling is, without going against what we have been called to do by the Creator. Him and I met on a foundation of serving the Creator, and since our baby has been taken from us, we felt like we've had to fall down, and we haven't been able to serve. And now it's like, okay, well, let's try and compromise. Maybe we can serve by speaking to the people that are in the positions that have to do with our baby.
And I think people have a different view of state office and what state office does. What we do is consult, make sure that folks are doing what it is that we're supposed to be doing by law. We certainly will encourage you to continue to attempt to work with Cleveland County as best you can, because those are the folks that are in the power seats at this point.
We're trying to bring
our commissioner can't even say, "Hey, Judge, you got to give them their baby back." That's not how this system works. We work with the judiciary, but they have the final say. That's.
Is it not true that the petitioner who did it to begin with can just drop it?
Absolutely.
Because she told me she could.
I don't know that we drop petitions so much as when our petitions are heard. Say if you go in a petition and your petition is heard, so whatever petition that the judge accepts, then that's the one that moves forward. So he accepted our petition to say your baby may have been in danger or not, or at risk. He would have had to say he was.
The pickup order actually said the child had no parents.
So the entire thing is, like I said, deception and fraud, and also I think the petitioner is trying to play the right of me without my consent. So I don't know. We have not given any type of consent and or authority for anybody to justify our relationship. Nowhere has that been brought to our attention that we have consented to that. In essence, and if we have somehow, then we have built a trap, and that is the sin. You see, we as brothers and sisters, we have created a trap where we are not truly growing. And we are doing our best here to try and figure out a way so we can work through this. But
God's laws.
Yes. But
thou shalt not steal.
Absolutely.
Do no harm in love.
But if we are standing at a point on two sides of the table here, and we're going to justify deception and fraud, then we are absolutely not going to get anywhere.
And I'm going to say it again. Unfortunately, we can't change anything that happened. All we are here to advise you to do is to work as best with Cleveland County as you can. They don't even have the authority on October 8th to say, here's your baby. They have to be able to demonstrate to a judge.
They had authority to take him.
They do. That's true.
So they can take, but they can't give back. That's a trap.
They can give back when the judge says they have let us know that they're going to take care of the baby, that it's going to be safe and taken care of. He has the final say.
So why didn't they need a judge to take him?
They did.
But they didn't, because
They
the
did.
pickup order was signed about an hour after they took him.
They did. They took him before they had a pickup order and
They
warrant.
had a verbal pickup order. We can pick up the phone call.
We have evidence.
We cannot pick up a child without a pickup order.
We have evidence of that they did it. We have evidence that did happen.
And it's already been brought up, and no one cares.
It's already been verified in open court.
Families now. It is okay for true children of God who live their day in and day out, serving the Creator, to steal their babies like they've done with every other prophet or anything in the Bible. I mean, back in Jesus' day, they were going around killing the babies. So
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed in 2,000 years.
But we're trying.
And I want y'all to continue to try. I want y'all to show up at that ISP. I want you to make every visit that you can, because that's what's going to help you. That is, the judge is the authority, and he is not going to return that baby and your baby until DHR can demonstrate to him. Yes, they have been in contact with the baby every time they had a chance. They've done the things that we've asked you to do, and the judge
signs off on that. He would have been on my body 24 hours a day breastfeeding if I had a chance.
I agree with you.
I don't have a chance.
We've
got to move from this point forward.
Well, we've already been told. It has already been said by the judge, I think, at the last hearing or so about with us working this out. But the petitioner can see their wrongs, or the DHR system can see their wrongs at any moment and drop the petition.
Yeah, the judge even told us that.
A judge is only a mediator or an administrator, if you will, within that, which in essence, if we've consented to any type of situation where somebody has authority over our parental rights, is another violation. But we have already claimed our status, and it is not being respected. We have already claimed our status as all living things. But that is not being honored, and it's not being respected, because the system in place now has become foul. It has become too much of one side and honors the dead more than it does the living. And when I say the dead, what I mean is I mean the environment here of straight lines and 90-degree angles that does not give life. So we're spinning circles. We're spinning circles here, and we spin circles everywhere we go. And the reason why is that we're spinning circles because we love y'all. Seriously, we really do. We love y'all.
And when he says that, he means it.
Yeah.
He stands up for life. He stands up for everybody. He's been the one that protects people from bullies when he was a kid. And
I've had many different options go through my head. Creator told me to walk away from the game. So what I did was we started walking away. And then I feel like, well, if I walk away, how's anything gonna change? How is that love? So then I was shown that it wasn't just for me to walk away. It was for me to get the people to walk away. It was for me to get the people to realize
from the corruption,
to transition into a more mature living way of life, not so much of all the straight lines and 90-degree angles, but a transition in a way of where we are actually flowing with the Father and Mother, we like to say. The Alpha and the Omega come together as one. And flowing together as brothers and sisters, and not so much separation, not a system that just snatches children on fraud and deception and creates separation from the base, from the beginning of it. There's no family, there's no God in that. I can assure you that.
And that's something you certainly don't have to assert with the judge. We're going to do our best to have someone there with you in your next ISP, Karen Cleveland. And I don't know what to tell you beyond that. I really don't. I don't know if
there's really nothing. I mean, my emphasis would be, if you have visitation, you need to go to it, because that's what's demonstrating your ability to parent. I understand. I mean, we've heard it. I mean, we've gone through, we sat here and we've listened to you.
I don't think anybody understands how loving of a mother that I would be.
And I can't question you.
And we certainly don't question that. What we're saying to you is you got to demonstrate that so we can say to the judge, hey.
Well, who do y'all demonstrate to justify y'all's actions? if we have to demonstrate,
that overrides.
absolutely, then it must be time for someone to take over, because the demonstrations are becoming on fraud and deception. And
we're being asked to do what is beyond is sin to us. We're being asked to sin. Jesus said, "Those who make the little ones sin, woe to them." That is what's happening, because doing the things that we're being asked to do is sin to us.
Going to your visitation?
No. Well, condoning theft, yeah, that's condoning theft to us. We don't condone our child. He grew in my stomach for 9 months. He was inside of me. He is still a part of me. He always will be. And he was never abused. He was never neglected. He was perfectly healthy on my chest. We were not given the opportunity to prove anything at that point. He was just taken and no questions asked. We keep looking past that and we don't know what to do, because no matter what.
And I don't want to cut you off, but what you do, ma'am, is that honesty.
What to do is to go down into the way they want us to live and to stop growing with the Creator, because we can't do it their way.
so what I guess we'll start with the ISP, where the lawyers and everybody's together. But I think what needs to happen here is that we all need to have an open mind and an open heart.
I agree.
And we need to. There's so many opinions and so many beliefs, right? And then with law, sometimes law and policies can get distorted. The reason why is because of the environment. If you look at a cell and how it grows in a petri dish, a cell will grow towards its environment. Now, if you give that cell a false environment, it dies. Well, is not straight lines and 90-degree angles backwards to wavy lines and circles of active life? It is backwards. So if we don't understand this process and we allow it to get a hold of our minds without truly understanding why that's happening, then we can create a backward system to what is forwards. So I appreciate y'all speaking with us today, and I want you to know.
And I'm sorry for being so.
I mean, Ms. Kimmel's gonna, make sure that somebody's gonna meet at the ISP. Mm-hmm. And that will help you. That's for the state on.
We'll definitely
be
there.
helpful.
We'll definitely be there to support you all as much as we can, but I do.
And we do want to work with people, but the thing that we're struggling and going uphill with the rocks coming down, like he's saying, is because we believe in a more natural place, and the state doesn't. So.
Well, we'll just share again. Make sure you go to that ISP, and we'll certainly have somebody. It was nice to meet y'all.
Thank you.
You take care. Make sure you go to your business this week.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
It was nice meeting you.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey, Dad.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Bob. Yes, sir.
Well, y'all, I think the rotunda just may be closed. So what I'll do, if they're closed, what I'll do, I'll take y'all back.
Okay, brother. See you too, man.
Take care of yourself, man.
I probably shouldn't. I don't think you should have a I thought she'll check. He said they stop up to 5, but I used to park out there at 4:30. They're closed. Thank you. And y'all going out, y'all park right that way? Y'all come to the guard?
That way, near
On the street,
the Capitol building.
Oh, you came out this way.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all got another elevator, right?
Yes, I guess so.
So in other words, y'all are on Ripley Street.
I'm not really sure. Yeah.
I just know
All right, y'all can see the Capitol from where y'all park there?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Down. I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Richard, right?
I told you the best nice lady.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay. Hey, I'm gonna call you right back. I'm finna get ready to go to the car.
We got a dog show out.
Hugs. We have the car running because it's too long.
Yeah,
We didn't know it would be so long. But,
Right. It's fun to be talking to dogs.
Yeah, they're very loving.
They're very hard.
Yeah.
We're going up or?
Well, they're going on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll walk that way.
How you doing? Yeah, I'm going in a separate direction from that. It's been enough for today, man.
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
He's reading 2 books at a time now. He must be smart. One's the Robert reading one. Yeah. Good job, Billy.
So we are.
Yes, ma'am.
Right through there. Is this right?
All right, yep, that's good.
Yeah, straight out.
Okay, the Capitol the Capitol is right across the street right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Y'all probably park. Because there's a Capitol. You think you park right here next to this building?
Yep.
We're actually right over there.
Okay. Okay. Well, good. Well, y'all be safe.
Y'all had me concerned there for a minute.
No, they're here all the time.
You'd have to.
We got both of them here.
No,
Yeah.
this is, I work here every day.
He works every day.
Okay. Well, you'd have to understand. We've been through a lot with public officials and a lot of fraud and deception.
People thinking that we're something we're not. And we're just like, we just
We're-
want to
we're really just
Yeah, no, they're stationed still.
Yeah.
They're both stationed.
Okay.
Yeah, they work.
And nice to meet y'all.
Yeah, they're here every day.
Okay. All right.
Y'all take care.
Yes.
Y'all be safe too on the trip back. Wear your seatbelt.
Okay.
Okay. People crazy. I mean, drivers crazy.
Yes.
You have to be careful, man.
Okay.
Walking one-way streets.
Yes.
If you're going somewhere and looking at the back of a traffic light, you know you might be turning around. You're on the wrong side. That's how I learned when I was down here. I was going up that street right there, and I saw the back of the traffic light.
Yeah.
There wasn't no lights. It was a big yellow. So turn around because you on the
Make sure you
one-way.
flip that one around because you don't want to see the front of any car, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
All right,
People
guys.
do get confused, but if they're from out of town, they usually let you go.
Yeah.
What was your name again?
My name is Paul.
Paul.
Yes.
All right.
Y'all have a great day.
Okay.
Thank you,
thanks.
guys. Not real sure. I guess it's better than being bullied. Yeah.
I don't understand. Like,
We just got to keep moving forward, baby.
I know, but what is going